bargain, right? Any other bargaining chip with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, it will never be accepted. Right? We say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, He is Maliki Yawmiddin. Right? Maliki Yawmiddin. He's the king of the day of deen. What does it mean? The day of deen. The word deen comes from the word debt. It means you pay back some type of debt to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only thing that you can pay back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment is your Islam. The only thing He's going to accept is your Islam. What is Islam? Islam is submission. What was your submitna wa ata'na like? What was that like? Did you submitna wa ata'na? When you heard certain things, did you hear and you obey? Or were you too blinded, or were you too busy, or you too preoccupied? Remember, this is a dhikr. A dhikr. This is a reminder. Jumua is a reminder. Right? It says, reminder benefits the believers. We're told in the hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he gave khutbah, his eyes would turn red and his veins was in the neck because he was speaking to the people because he cared about the people. He cared about them. Right? We got to care about each other. We got to care about our deen. We got to care about our souls. We got to care about our nafs. Because that's the only thing that's going to last when you die. Your nafs is still there. So what did you do with your nafs? Did you taskiyah to nafs? Or did you destroy your nafs? Did you purify your nafs? Or did you destroy your nafs? Inshallah, we'll continue after the break, inshallah. Again, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Again, أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, today we're talking about Muslim identity and Muslim unity. Before we can even be unified, we must first understand who we are. If you don't understand what you are as a Muslim, right, that you have an obligation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you have rights and obligations as a Muslim, then you won't know how to be a brother. You must first understand your deen. You must first understand what it means to believe in Tauheed. Right? We say, Ummatul-Wahid. Tauheed. One God. One deen. One ummah. Right? In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is what made them so profound. Because they had brothers from everywhere. Ex-slaves, former slave masters, Persians, Africans, Arabs. And they were all under the same gist. They all had the same common denominator. Bilal ibn Rabah, former slave, show you the beauty of this deen. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the best of you in the sight of Allah, the one who has the most taqwa. So it don't matter if you was an ex-slave, what color you are. The best example, one of the best examples, say Bilal ibn Rabah, ex-slave, and became the muezzin. The person to call all the Muslims in the world to the deen, call them to the salah. He was also the secretary. He also was in charge of Bayt al-Mal. Did you know that? He was in charge of the falus. He was in charge of the money. Okay? And he also married an Arab princess. Did you know that? And he also died as a martyr. Did you know that? So when we understand these words, when we understand these stories, we understand these sahabas, we understand the things that they went through, the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed them with for being nothing and then turning into something. And as one who was a former non-Muslim, Islam brought beauty into me, even me myself. Because in this society we're told to think negative about us, especially African Americans. Oh, you're nothing, you're lazy, you're this, look at you, your nose, your hair. So if you don't have a strong foundation, or you don't have an understanding as to what it is that you're here for, then you will somehow, some way have some type of effect on you. Right? You're told all your life, man, you're dumb. Everything this color is negative, everything this color is positive. If you're told that all your life, man, you walk around with a defeatist attitude. But if you're told that, hey, Adam alayhi salam was black, Musa alayhi salam was black, Isa alayhi salam was black, and I'm not just saying it because I'm just talking, I'm talking from hadith, sahih hadith. Okay? And if anyone wants me to show them the dalil, inshallah, show them the dalil, inshallah, about the salat, inshallah. Okay? But if we're told this, and if the people tell us this, and we see the hadiths, instead of telling me that I'm nothing, instead of telling me that, hey, you're lazy, this and that, and I tell you, hey man, did you know Musa alayhi salam, hey, he was Adam. Did you know that? What if I tell you that Luqman, that he was Adam? What if I tell you that Isa alayhi salam, said he was Adam, and the most handsome of Adam? The word Adam means black. It means black. But if we don't read, if we don't understand our language, then we won't understand these things. Okay? But again, when we understand our religion, when we understand our deen, then our feet will be firmly rooted. When we have an understanding on our deen, then we can practice our deen properly. So what's the next thing? It means Muslim unity. We need Muslim unity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not divide. La tafarraqu. La tafarraqu. He said, do not divide, lest your strength and your courage, your rihukum, your wind, it disperses from you. When Adam alayhi salam, when he was created, he was built into a shell for 40 years. When Allah created Adam alayhi salam, he was a shell for 40 years. He couldn't move. Right? Then Allah blew in the ruh. He blew in the ruh. He blew in the soul or the spirit into him, and thus he was able to move. Without the spirit inside of you, you can't move. The same thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this ayah where he says, do not divide. He said, unless your rihukum, rih, ruh, your air, right? Do not divide lest your air leaves you. So if you don't have no air, you don't have nothing in you, can't move. It's like a ship that's on the water. It won't move. Right? This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. This is what happens when we dispute. This is what happens when we have arguments. This is what happens when we have internal strife. Okay? So if we understand this, then we got to do the opposite. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but this is a catch-22, because we have a Sahih hadith where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that we would not have internal strife. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not accept that dua. So therefore we will have internal strife. Right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, La tafabraqu. But we are going to have internal strife. So how do we fix that? First of all, we must understand our deen. We must understand our adab. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, how do we build a brotherhood? Let's go back to the basics. How do we build a brotherhood? He said, by giving salams to those that you know and those that you don't know. After salat, give salams to those that you know and those that you don't know. Don't let nobody walk past you without giving salams. Right? Don't let nobody just walk past. No, man, shake my hand. As a Muslim, I have a right. It's an obligation, right? Salams is an obligation. He said that when you meet the believer, say assalamu alaikum. And you have to give back. Somebody say assalamu alaikum. It's fard. It's wajib that you give back the salams with that which is equal or maybe even better. You say assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your choice. The same or better. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and hold on to the rope of Allah. Hablillah jami'a wa la tafarraqu. We're told in the top seer, said, hold on to the rope of Allah all together. What is that rope of Allah? We're told in the top seer, in the explanation of the commentary of the ayat, we're told that the hablillah, this is Islam. Hold on to the rope of Islam. Hold on to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do not be divided. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells in the Quran in chapter 4, verse 59. Allah states, Abdul-Walee, oh, you believe, obey Allah, obey the messenger, obey those who are in authority amongst yourselves, meaning your emirs, right? Your emirs and your imams. And if you differ in anything, refer back to the Quran and the Sunnah. That would be better for you in the final determination. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, with any type of dispute, take it back to the Quran and the Sunnah to find the answer. This is our dalil. We don't make our own assumptions. We don't use dhann in Islam. We don't use conjecture. We don't, well, I think, well, alright. We don't use right. We don't do that. We use Quran and Sunnah Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, but no, in chapter 4, verse 65, Surah An-Nisa, Allah states, but no, they do not believe unless they make you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the judge, the jury, the final determination in everything, in every matter that they have, and they submit to it. And they don't even have in their nafs any type of ill feeling, but they submit to it with a submissive submission. Chapter 4, verse 65. So anything that we come across, anything that we have a dispute in, well, I believe this, I believe that. Okay, Quran and the Sunnah. Let's go back to the Quran and the Sunnah. The Sahih Hadith. Let's go back to that and find out the answer. And then when we find out the answer, we say, Sami'na wa ta'na, we hear and we obey. Okay? That is the rule of thumb. It's very simple. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this deen is easy. We make it hard ourselves. This deen is easy. Okay? So the Muslim identity, man, we Muslims, we on deen al-haq. There's no reason for us to walk around here being embarrassed about our deen. Right? There's no reason for that. We shouldn't be embarrassed about our women wearing any niqabs or hijabs. The Muslim identity. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best dawah, the best way to call people by the deen, is not by lip service. The best dawah is by example. So people are watching us. They're looking at us. If I change my name from Muhammad to Mo, then guess what? I'm not giving nobody no deen. I'm not giving nobody no dawah. I changed my name from what my government name was to Abdul-Walee, and I say that proudly today. Wali, Abdul-Walee. No, I'm not Mike or Chad or Bill no more. I'm Wali, because I'm Muslim now. Okay? And with Islam, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, man, it gives you dignity. Before Islam, I didn't have no dignity. I didn't even know why I was here. I didn't even know why I was here. What am I here for? I don't know. Just walking around and no. But with Islam, you have purpose. Allah supposed to say He did not create jinn and men illa liya'budun, except that they worship me. So when you understand that concept that you're only here to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you understand that concept of Tauheed, and you understand that the only reason why you're here is to worship Allah, the only reason why you're here is to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you to do, and to avoid Tauheed, avoid shaitan. When you understand that, then maybe inshallah we will move differently, but we must have a firm understanding of why it is that we're here and what we're doing. Otherwise we'll miss it. We'll be we'll see nothing. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove any dukhan, remove any mist. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us to be among the basirin, those who see clearly with yaqeen, inshallah, what's going on with us right now, inshallah. May He bless us to be of those who follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May He be of those who bless us with Tauheed in our heart. Bless us to be among the muwahhideen. In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they taught Tauheed for 13 years. Okay, it wasn't because they didn't have intelligence. It wasn't because that they couldn't comprehend. It was because that the Jahiliyyah had been so deeply ingrained into their psyche, into their heart, and their well-being that He needed 13 years to get that stuff about their system. So what about us that live here in this society all our lives, man? We got to get this stuff up out of our system. Right? Those of you that move here and have been contaminated by the system, you got to get about your system. You got to go back to the deen, you got to go back to the basics.